Hello everyone and welcome to this new Makita review. Today I have something special for you. After quite a while, we're looking at a brand new battery-powered grass trimmer from Makita, the DUR190. This is a very compact 18-volt battery trimmer that's lightweight, easy to handle, and quite powerful. But just how good is it? That's exactly what we're going to examine in detail today. So let's dive right in. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. You'll find the latest prices, as always, down in the video description. Thanks for your support, and let's get started after the intro. In today's video, we're focusing on the Makita battery grass trimmer, the DUR190, a compact, easy-to-handle device. I'm really curious to see what this tool has to offer. It's an 18-volt unit, and as you can see, we have the solo version here, meaning it's just the tool without a battery or any extras. Specifically, we're looking at the DUR190 LZX3. But first, let's check out what comes in the box and get a first impression. So, let's begin with the unboxing. Here it is, the contents of the DUR190 package. It's pretty straightforward, I would say. In the top right, we have the usual paperwork that comes with most tools, the user manual, safety instructions, and warranty information. Next to that, there's an interesting looking guard for the DUR190. In the center, we have the actual battery grass trimmer, the DUR190, and let's not forget all the accessories which, as is typical for Makita, come in a jute bag. That's it. There's nothing else in the box. Now let's focus on the accessories in the setup of the battery trimmer. First up, from the jute bag, we have the similar shoulder strap with a loop for attaching it to the trimmer itself, just like with other Makita devices. Next, there's a small bag with an Allen key, which we'll see the purpose of later in the video. Then, we have this unusual handle from Makita, which we've seen before on other battery-powered devices like the DUX60. And finally, a Makita battery. Just kidding. That one's mine and it wasn't included in the package. Last but not least, we have the spool head. It looks solid and well made. And here's the complete package contents for the Makita DUR190. I'd say it's definitely impressive. Now let's turn our attention to the actual battery trimmer and proceed with its assembly. The setup should be fairly simple since there aren't many parts involved. Just the trimmer head, the safety guard, and the second handle. We'll start with the second handle. For this, you'll need a small Phillips screwdriver, which, as mentioned, isn't included, but that shouldn't be an issue. To install it, there's a small recess with a thread on the left side of the handle where you can slide it on and then tighten it with the screw. Next up is the trimmer head, including the safety guard and the spool. For this, you'll need the included Allen key. We'll begin with the spool head. There's an internal thread on the back which matches the spindle on the trimmer with the appropriate screw. To prevent the spindle from rotating while attaching the spool head, there's a small button on the right side of the trimmer that locks the spindle in place. Hold down the button, lock the spindle, and then twist the spool head counterclockwise onto the thread. Looks good so far. We can continue with the safety guard. Here, there are two threaded holes on the trimmer where you can use the included Allen screws to attach it securely. Simply line it up, fasten it with the Allen screws, and the guard is attached. We're almost ready to go. Just one last step. Remove the tape at the bottom so the cutting wire can function properly. That's it. The battery trimmer is now fully assembled. So let's pop in the battery and take a closer look at it. As for the first impression, I have to say, not bad at all. The DUR190 is nice and lightweight, easy to handle, and compact. The net weight of the device is around 3,000 grams. Impressive! Even with the 5 amp-hour battery attached, it remains very comfortable and easy to handle. Now let's check the weight distribution, as a 3-kilogram trimmer needs to be held for a good while. And, as you can see, the balance point of the battery trimmer is almost perfectly centered. This means I don't have to constantly adjust my grip. Alternatively, you can use the provided shoulder strap. There's a loop here where it easily clips on, significantly reducing the effort needed to hold the device. If the positioning of these components isn't quite to your liking, you can use the included Allen key to loosen the small screws and adjust both the handle and the loop forwards or backwards. Personally, I find this position quite comfortable, so I won't be making further adjustments. Now, as for the handles and controls on the DUR190, we have two in total. First, there's the D handle at the front, made entirely of plastic. It's fairly stable and has a slightly textured surface, which makes it nicely slip-resistant. You can also adjust it to this position if needed. The second handle, also made of plastic, is designed for trimming lawn edges. It works perfectly, though it feels a bit loose. But of course, some weight had to be saved somewhere. Moving back a bit, we find the second grip with two red control buttons. I have to say, just like other tools, this one is quite ergonomic and comfortable, allowing for a secure and easy grip. Both the top and the bottom of the grip have slight rubber coatings, making it very slip-resistant overall. At the top, we have the familiar red safety lock button, and below it the speed control or on-off switch, which allows for up to 6,000 rotations per minute at maximum speed. However, maintaining such a high speed has both advantages and drawbacks, such as increased noise, stronger vibrations, and higher battery consumption. That's why the control panel offers 3 preset speed settings. On the control panel, there are 2 main buttons. On the left, the on-off button, and on the right, a button for reverse mode. Just press it once and, as you can see, the tool is activated directly at the 3rd speed setting. Also very simple and straightforward, levels 1, 2, and 3, which I can cycle through by pressing the on-off button. These 3 levels give me 3 preset speeds. Level 1 at a maximum of 3,500 RPM, Level 2 up to 5,100 RPM, and Level 3, as mentioned, up to 6,000 RPM. Additionally, when I press one more time, it switches to automatic mode. What's the benefit of this automatic mode? It's simple. It lets you work efficiently. If I'm trimming a small amount of grass, I might not need the maximum speed of 6,000 RPM, and the battery trimmer can sense that. In other words, it adjusts the speed according to the load, which means it won't always run at top speed. This results in lower noise, reduced vibrations, and potentially longer battery life. Let's briefly test this using a decibel meter. First, we'll run it at the highest level 3 speed of 6,000 RPM, and then in automatic mode also without any load, starting with level 3. As you can see, at level 3 idling at 6,000 RPM, we measured about 75 decibels. Now, in automatic mode, the speed should adjust automatically. As you can see, in automatic mode, we're at around 70 decibels. Lastly, on the control panel, there's a button labeled R for reverse. This means if something gets tangled, that's it for this part. There's nothing else to adjust. Very simple and straightforward. Let's move a bit further back to the control electronics and the battery compartment. At the back, there's really nothing to adjust and not much to see. As mentioned, the control electronics are housed here, so there's nothing we need to do. At the very bottom, there's a small slot to hang the battery trimmer, and behind it, the slot for the 18-volt batteries. I'm honestly curious to see the battery usage in extreme conditions, and we'll get to test that out shortly. At the bottom, as shown earlier, we have the plastic guard, the Makita brushless motor housed here, and finally, the line head. The special feature here, especially compared to the previously reviewed Makita DUR181, is that this line head has 2 outlets for the nylon line instead of just 1. This means we can trim faster and more efficiently with 2 lines and cover a total diameter of 300 millimeters. If you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. I'll link it for you in the info card in the top right. So, definitely more than sufficient. Plus, it has the typical tap and go mechanism, which means you just need to tap it briefly while it's spinning, and the line will automatically extend in both directions. Here's another angle showing how it looks from the inside. As you can see, the included spool already has a few windings of line on it, and Makita notes that line thicknesses between 2 and 2.4 millimeters work just fine. It also says here, max 2.7 millimeters, so apparently even 2.7 millimeters is no issue. With that, I'll reassemble everything, charge up the battery, and we'll check out the DUR190 in a practical test. Now for the field test of the Makita DUR190 18-volt battery trimmer. Let's see how it performs. As you can see, I've attached a large, fully charged 5 amp-hour battery for maximum power. We're currently in automatic mode. I'll start with this mode to see how well it works, or if it even works as expected. I won't say too much during the test. I'll just give it a quick hand signal if the trimmer speeds up or down, as you can hear the change in speed audibly. As you saw, the trimmer adjusts its speed up and down automatically in auto mode, reaching up to 6,000 RPM when needed to reduce noise when there's no load. However, in my opinion, for demanding tasks like the one we just demonstrated, the automatic mode isn't really suitable, because here you really need continuous maximum power. However, for regular or highly varied lawns, this feature is very convenient. Now, let's proceed with the extreme test, this time with the automatic mode turned off, set to the highest level, level 3, at a steady 6,000 RPM. First, a few words about the general impression and handling of the machine. One thing that stands out is the size and weight. The DUR190 isn't particularly compact, but this has the huge advantage of allowing you to operate it comfortably without bending or straining. The device is very ergonomic. Then, there's the weight. Honestly, from the outside, you wouldn't expect it, but this device is incredibly light. As mentioned, 3,000 grams for this battery trimmer is very low in my opinion. You can easily work with it for extended periods without needing the shoulder strap, so it shouldn't be too heavy even for women. The round handle itself, as you can see, is somewhat adjustable, meaning you can align it to your height and it isn't rigidly fixed to the machine. This means that not much vibration is transmitted, and personally, I didn't notice any. It's also possible to hold the handle sideways, allowing for nice, clean edge trimming along the lawn. In my opinion, however, the power is insufficient for the specific use shown in the video. Anyone attempting to cut through grass around 1.2 meters tall, even at the maximum 6,000 RPM speed, will definitely take a long time. I noticed that the speed drops quickly in tall grass, indicating a lack of sufficient power. To put it in perspective though, this was an extreme test. For regular lawns, this trimmer is perfectly adequate, lightweight, and very quiet. In summary, this is a very solid device, ideal for smaller applications. Compact, lightweight, and sufficiently powerful. But when it comes to more demanding tasks, this battery trimmer won't quite cut it. For those situations, I definitely recommend a more powerful model like I already tested on my channel. And which battery-powered trimmer do you use? Feel free to let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to see the range of responses. Alright, that wraps up this test. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and show it some love with a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any upcoming videos. You can find the latest prices for the Makita battery-powered trimmers in the video description below. Thank you so much for your support. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!